What was your name?
Let me give you a TLDR, Mr. You want to be my lawyer? Ooh. What? Okay. So, firstly, let me show you the Constitution, which is a state level law. All right. I'm not going to this court case, by the way. I'm just not going to bother. I couldn't be bothered. It's going to be a waste of my fucking life. Is this the wrong phone? Fuck. Or wait, is it the right phone? So, oh, it's a document. Fuck, I'm dumb. Okay, so listen, this is a document, okay? Here is the Constitution, which is the only state endorsed legislation. Everything under it would be by the city council, in which it says, hey, here, have this. Two bodies possess initial legislative authority in Los Santos and initial legislative authority. Los Santos is a city and a county. The sitting city council roles and the justices of Los Santos are the gateway to the implementation of legislation. So, there is nothing in legislation that says anything out of Los Santos they control, or anything that says Los Santos is the entire fucking island for whatever reason. There's more evidence to suggest Blaine County, the signs and whatnot, state and highway roads, obviously, state parks, federal reserves, shit like that. There's state buildings and shit too. So it's like it's proven there's a different authorities based on fed, state, municipal, and they say it here as well. The city council manifests this legislative authority by a democratic voting process on submitted legislation by any member. So for them to get any authority, even outside, it would have to be voted on, which would mean the council, which is the elected people. The guidelines also state law. So yes, this is where I'm getting to. Anyway, we'll get to the due process. So due process and jurisprudence, okay? The judicial process of trial will be for the following guidelines. Court proceedings will follow a standardized judicial process. This includes, but not limited to, judicial discretion of scheduling of all court proceedings based on offenses and type of proceedings requested. It is required that all parties of proceedings have a correct submission of documentation. And court proceedings are anything when you're doing, anything court related from that point. So we're at the point where we're in court, doing court proceedings. Sorry, not in trial. We're doing court proceedings. So this is a court proceeding, okay? And let me look at you at the must use. By the way, template must use civil and criminal templates. The criminal actions which we must use when making this is: the statement of charges must be a brief statement of the facts underlying the charges listed below. Okay? And their statement of charges, all right, just because he was not successful in rallying an army to his cause does not change the nature of Kale Soze's rebellion. This is already implying, and should be written, that it's not fact already, because it is an assumption on her opinion, right? His success would have spelled, again, assumption, a second war in Sandy Shores. Assumption, because a second war in Sandy Shores would mean that it wouldn't have happened yet. Assumption. So it is not fact. None of this is fact. Class 2 weaponry not seen in this city for nearly a decade. Wrong. You can go to a fucking gun store right now, and there's a Class 2. Was used to deny the authority of the state. So they are saying that the local municipal government and police department has authority of the state, and which is also false. After government equipment and facilities were usurped, I don't know what government equipment got taken, without permission nor authority to do so. None of this is fact. This is all assumptions. And it says like I said, I mean, what's your interpretation of this? I'll let you guys word it however you want. A brief statement of facts of the facts underlying the charges listed below. A statement of facts, or the facts, underlying the charges listed below. And the charges listed below are these. So where are the facts in the statement of charges? There are none. So it's like, okay, well, this is going against this legislation. Court proceedings will follow a standardized judicial process. This includes, but not limited to, judicial discretion of scheduling of all court proceedings based on offenses and types of proceedings requested. It is required that all parties of proceedings have a correct submission of documentation. This is a motion in text, and it's documentation. It is documented. So, what do? You motion to dismiss and say it is required that the statement of charges be described only as fact of underlying charges, not a story about assumptions or hearsay. Okay? This guy says, denied. A statement of claim/charges is meant to be a brief summary of the narrative of the case to be brought forward before the courts. On the day of your trial, all parties will be under oath with penalty of perjury, therein meeting the standard you seek pertaining to matters being of fact. Huh? Doesn't answer the question. The statement of charges, which is the paperwork we're filing, that says must use this template, which means for it to be correct documentation, it must be underlying facts. All right? It's very simple when you look at it. This is as simple as it gets, okay? For this not to breach state law, a brief statement of the facts underlying the charges listed below should be the statement of charges. Nothing else. The template you're citing was followed, okay? Whatever. Is that the one we just read? It was, right? Oh, no, I ask, are you confirming we no longer use the must-use templates on the government forums? If I am reading the wrong ones, could you point me to any documentation I'm missing? The template you're citing was followed. The guy's retarded, okay? This judge has the judge syndrome. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's been drinking acid and mushrooms like the other judges we ran into. He doesn't know, I guess, what this means. The must-use document. The template that we must use, which is also, this post is considered in roleplay. Crazy. Who would have thought? So I showed him this, and I said, hey, what I just explained. And he said, again, Mr. Soze, you're caught on a utilization of the word facts, okay? You are caught on the utilization of the word facts, but ignoring the context around its intent. Huh? How do you ignore context of the word fact? You absolute fucking moron. So why is the word facts not in the other four options? Just a clerical error. And to confirm, this one doesn't require fact. This one doesn't require fact. And this one doesn't require fact. And you know what his answer was? Nothing. Literally nothing. Just literally nothing. This guy is fucking stupid. And then I ask, I feel like something is missing in the conversation, just to confirm it. And is this the required procedure guidelines? I link him that link, being the criminal template at the bottom. There's nothing missing in this conversation. I've explained it clearly at this point. So he confirms that that is what it is. Then he says, I'll expect all communication on this docket filing to be by or through your retained counsel. I strongly advise you to consult with Mr. Ferreira and Mr. Chavez before responding further. And I said, I am removing both my lawyers as counsel to prevent them being a part of a trial which fails the constitutional due process. Thank you. And that's where we were going to leave it. But I'm literally not going to show up to this court case. So, you know. Very well, it is your right to self-represent, which means I should be able to post here. So he just said that I couldn't post here, but in self-representation, I should be able to motion. No? So if I went to make another motion, he would likely cry about it, because he doesn't like to be argued with and can't explain what fact means in this situation. So we're stuck. And I don't want to go to a courtroom where you cannot argue what fact means. All right? I would prefer to fucking shoot myself in the face, in game, of course, and just not bother with it. This guy is actually fucking stupid, okay? The character, by the way. The character. The character. Norman Adams. Actually, let's see what this guy's done with his life. Let's go see who the fuck Norman Adams is.